All right, one more time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Vegfest. Happy carrots to you.
My name is Rhoda St. Luce. My company is called The Platinum Chef. We are a personal chef and catering company. This is our second year at the Vegfest. Everything that we have here, from the Cinnabuns to our chocolate chip cookie cupcakes, all the way to our spice zucchini cakes, are vegan, and we just love participating every year. The crowd is fantastic, and I just love being here. If you would like to know more about my company, you can visit my website at www.theplatinumchef.net, or you can call me at 248-266-0835.
Sitting at the same side of the table as a tarn and the guacamole. When you get
smart people, like in our place. So I want to give you a round of applause.
So, Joel, you had finished. Where were you when you heard the bomb?
Well, my friend Roger and I actually ran a good race. We re-qualified, so we came in about 3:25-ish. I was 3:23, and we worked our way to the finish. We'd all agreed that we were going to finish and get to the finish to watch our other friends come in, hopefully, and that was going to be our meeting point. So we were in the Lenox Hotel lobby, had just ducked into there, and we're about to step out onto Boylston Street when the first bomb went off, and we watched all the police officers charge out within 2-3 seconds outside, and when the second one went off, they came back in, many of them shoving people back into the hotel, saying to get away from the glass in the doors. And after that, we pretty quickly raced for our phones to try to catch up to people, and found out pretty quickly that two of us, Eric and Jana, were safe, but we didn't know where my wife was at the time because she was in the finish area, and didn't have a phone. So as we all know, after that, the communications became kind of spotty, and there was a lot of Facebooking and texting, and eventually we had to evacuate our hotel, so we were just heading out into the street to a place where we thought she might think to go. It was a previously planned sort of meetup on James Street. We couldn't get there, but we separated on the sidewalk and looked for her among all the other same color clothing and silver blankets and running hats. We eventually found her face in the crowd, and ended up jumping sort of from bar restaurant to bar restaurant as they gradually expanded the area of the crime scene. And we were fortunate we got back to the Lenox Hotel through the National Guard and the Boston Police, who escorted us to the hotel, which was closed, and helped us pack up all of our stuff. And honestly, two police officers carried a bunch of our bags with us a good mile back to where we could get a ride to Newton with a friend of a friend. Ironically, the next day we decided to stay away from the whole area, so we went to Watertown to have breakfast at the Deluxe Town Diner, and we laugh a little bit about it now. We thought we'd stay away from the chaos. We just didn't know that the chaos wasn't there yet. And so a couple days later, we were watching our diner on the news all evening. But we re-qualified, three of us. We have a bunch of other people who want to qualify and re-qualify, and we're going back next year, guaranteed.
Well, that's the Boston spirit. It's not going to keep you away, right?
No, I think the opposite. I think it'll be bigger than ever next year, and everyone's telling me the same thing.
So, Gary, you had a kind of a different experience. It must have been so weird. There's an iconic photo of all the runners who were stopped.
Yeah, it was, and I was right there at that point, and I was right there at the front with those people. And it was different waiting and waiting to know that, and when they stopped us, I figured we probably were not going to finish when I heard that there had been an explosion at the finish line. So I figured the race was going to be over, and eventually they would just tell us to go down and get our bags, which they did. And, it is what it is. I mean, nobody could finish, and everybody's asking, are we going to get our medals? And I knew they would. Anybody crossed the 25-mile mark where they have a mat, and I talked to a guy who said almost 5,000 people had crossed that mat, did not cross the finish line. I'm sure BAA will be mailing out medals for the next few months, to say the least. But, it is what it is. It makes for a story. I've done it 11 times, and this will be a highly memorable time to know that I wasn't able to finish that last half mile because of what happened at the finish line. But that's part of road racing. Anything can happen out there.
It's been quite a week, and I used to live across the street from Watertown and lived in the Boston area for 10 years, so all those places were really familiar. In fact, those places are familiar to almost everybody in America. So congratulations for finishing, Joel. And I keep thinking it must have been so terrifying not knowing where your wife was for, what, half an hour?
It was a solid hour. We, initially I received a text from my daughter congratulating Jackie on her finish, so I knew that she was done. That was all that I knew. And it was terrifying. Honestly, once we got together and we got past that, during that experience, you really couldn't let it into your mind that we weren't going to find her. I mean, I really just was waiting until we did. It's later when it strikes you that the sound that you heard, what happened when that sound went off. And also the fact that our families weren't at the finish, as they so often are. They're always there. We always have friends there taking pictures, and this time we're so lucky that they weren't.
Well, it's been quite a week, and I think the one thing that keeps going through my mind is that every runner's a story, but this week, everybody who's ever run a race has really been in Boston in spirit the entire week. So I really think Boston's going to be stronger than ever. So congratulations, and thank you for talking with us.
Yep, it was definitely a crazy experience, but I'm glad I was there to see something that the city came together and the runners came together through all the tragedy, because I stayed an extra day, and to know that Boston is strong and runners are strong, and the marathon will go on next year.
I agree. We've said it so many times. I think it was devastating and inspiring all at the same time. It's hard to explain that.
I think we saw it. Thank you very much.